So if you have been coding for a very long time, or even before we heard of ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini and all the other large language models, you will realize that it will take most of the time ridiculous amount of money to even produce a basic program or an application. But with the introduction of these large language models, which can also produce its code in itself, it's now very much easy, not necessarily easy, but a bit more convenient for you to make even high-level programs or applications within a short period of time. My first time of using AI as an assistant to code was when I was tasked to write code in a SQL language. I did not have any formal education on SQL, so for me, that was my best shot. But it's also always very much important for you to be very, very careful, especially because some of the applications or programs you build has to be used by humans or has some spatial or policy implications. There are a number of AI assisted tools or agents that can really help you in your production or that can help you to produce very straightforward results or complex results even within a short possible time. The first one I wanted to introduce you, or I want to introduce you with, is the Jupyter AI. This, I think, was introduced just about early last year, where you can just write simple command, you can get some help, or you can just write, you can get help from different language models. Of course, you always have to register some of these models. Or even when you are stuck in a certain part of your code, it's now very much easy for you to ask the agent what you are doing and what you can do to enhance it. So this is just a classical example we see here. So there is a code here, and then you can just put in a natural language trying to explain what code you have received. This is always very handy because most programmers build on works that others have done. And sometimes it's very, very good or necessary to have a domain knowledge behind what you are seeing in order to upscale or replicate it. Recently, or not even recently, there was also an introduction of GitHub Copilot, where you can just use the agents built inside GitHub to just assist you to produce some kind of code or even to understand exactly what you are doing. This is a classical example of how you can use Copilot. I don't normally write in Copilot for you to reproduce code for me, but in Copilot or in GitHub Copilot, you can just double click on a certain function and then you can also see the AI button, and then you can just interact with that AI or that agent to tell you exactly what the code is doing and what you can even do to improve it. So that is just a classical example of how to use some of these AI assisted coding tools. What you should never do is to write a prompt, get a code, and then dump it and produce. This is mostly not a good practice because, like I mentioned before, your programs or applications are going to be used by humans, and some of them also have implications on even policies or what you do. So it's always a very, very good practice to test your code, understand the domain of what you are doing, also understand the script itself. You should never copy paste a code and run it as a production or as the end product of a tool you are developing. So I am now going to create or print in my terminal or Jupyter terminal the calendar of this month or a particular month. As a programmer or as a coder, you should be able to know even what to do first to be able to use the AI or the agent to help you. So let's assume that I don't know anything about how to do this particular task. So first, I will just write a hashtag, say print calendar for a given month or year. So you will see that the agent is able to determine what exactly I want to do. One of the main reasons is that if you watch my previous videos, I have done this before. So the agent is able, this is likely the task that I may want to do. And you also see this also even in your WhatsApp or text message or any kind of platform you use to text. Sometimes you're about to write something, it's already predicting what you can say based on the pattern or your previous statement. So this is just a classic example. It's just a natural language processing using some models behind to just understand what you have done before. So let's just move on. It first tells me to import calendar, which is true. Do note that sometimes it can give you a false thing. That is why having a domain knowledge is good. So again, the domain knowledge is always very, very important you can see that the AI, what it does, or the agent, what it does is to write for me a function. This function always takes something which is a year and a month. We write a variable and then create a text calendar instance and save it in this calendar. Now we have a format month as a model. This format month will take a year and month, and then we want to call this from this variable. You can see that the AI ended here. Now, if I print this, I see nothing. To be able to see the calendar of a month and a year is now very, very important for you to also understand this particular code. Without the understanding, the use of the AI agent will be useless. So let's say I want to do something like this. What I will do is to basically call this function. And instead of saying year and month, I just pass in a year. We are in 2025 and month 10. Once I print this, it's going to give me the calendar for October 2025. So you see that without a domain knowledge, the AI agent just ended here. And without a continuation of this, I wouldn't have been able to print or to get the results that I want. So it's always very, very important that you understand what you are doing. First, you should be able to have a domain knowledge in what you are doing. For example, the decision system behind the code you are seeing. I will repeat again, never copy pasted codes without testing, without engaging with the code, without understanding the functionalities and what it's doing.